Good evening, folks. It is Matt Rogers. It is now the 30th of January 2025. Early hours of the morning, between 11 towards 3 to 4 a.m., I picked up some amazing captures using the telescope, the VM C260. I pointed towards the heavens and again picking up some very strange anomaly formations, entities, strange phenomena, deep in space, objects of interest. Something is going on up there and we all have the right to know, so please relax and watch the video very carefully. This particular telescope will zoom in to the further reaches of our solar system and even further deep into space. And again, the pictures are outstanding. Please again just sit back, look at what we're going to show you as well, because again the interest of using the high-powered telescope is so important to the community. This particular asteroid is called a near-Earth object. The reason why, as you can tell, it's so clear of clarity of the classification of the object. The characteristics are so overwhelming that you can see the asteroid. Again, look how it is in real time. The picture again was taken around about 2 a.m. very close to Earth. Now, in astronomical units, I don't know how far away it is, but indeed as well, the clarification of the photograph, like I just suggested, shows to be it is very close, because anything that we see of asteroids and other phenomena to the further reaches of our solar system is much more blurrier as well as we zoom in to objects of interest, trillions and trillions of kilometers away. But this object is very, very close. You can pick up the characteristics of the formation of the space body, the space rock. Something just lurking through space. A real picture, folks. Something that we need to see now. Not fake pictures that the news media broadcast to the public media. This indeed is a huge, huge stellar object just roaming through space. I took the picture as well using the telescope, and again it's not enhanced, it's just a real photograph showing you again the clarification and also the phenomena of the size of the body. You can see the astronomical shadows as well. Notice the light refraction from our sun to the right hand side of the body. It does look very big, doesn't it? It looks huge, but again, like I just explained, it could be a small body just tumbling through space. Dark astronomical shadows. We notice smaller craters from smaller bodies that have hit it as it's in transit through space. Just again, just absolutely amazing. Let me just zoom out for you as well to the object. Let's just get the picture up so we can see this. I mean, it is amazing to see these objects just roaming through space very close to our world, the Earth. This night sky capture was taken around about 10:30 at night time, last night on the 29th of January of this year. Picking up the object again, northeast. There is smaller objects in transit with the huge object as well, deep in space. Now, by the looks of things as well, it looks just like an asteroid, but I'm going to show you something and go through the calculations and the information to show you that it might be something else. Notice again the smaller objects, this strange object to the left hand side as well. We've got another picture of this that I will show you later in the video. Smaller object as well, but this strange phenomena of this strange shape where you see this formation in detail, it looks like to this side and this side the characteristics are exactly the same. Smaller object here as well, but what took me as well by looking at this object in detail was this area, folks. It looks like something moving through space, something of an object deep in space. Let me just zoom into the formation at first hand. Can you see this area view site, folks? What are we seeing here? Very strange phenomena. Dark apparition. Lines, strange lines. When we move to this side as well, we can see the formation of a smaller object. Indeed, could be interstellar. Let me just move the formation just to this area, which I explained as well that I noticed it and it was very, very strange. I mean, look at the appearance as well. That indeed to the lower half of the object looks indeed like a space rock, the colour formation, lit up through space. But then when we look at this area, a view site, it does indeed look like it's got some strange markings. Notice the markings here as well. Leave a message below the video because this part of the object stands out completely. It looks like it's built from some other place across the star systems. I'm going to just bring this down towards the area view site so you can see this. Again, this is what blew me away, folks. You can see the smaller object to the further reaches of where we see the object in the foreground. Just something else, isn't it? Let me just zoom out to the capture. Again, it was taken last night of the solar system, deep in the solar system. What is it doing there? Again, I'd like to state that when looking at the objects without the telescope towards ground zero, they do indeed look like stars, just small stars that we see when looking up towards space. And then zooming in, they're not stars, folks. Most of them will be stars that you will see, but a lot of them as well do look something else interstellar, just something else to just recognize what is being shown up in space of today. Now, this particular picture was taken around about 12 at midnight, just before the date we see now, the 30th. And again, just calculating the object in detail, when first looking up as well into space west of the skies, I notice the phenomena of a blue light refraction deep in space. But then zooming into the formation was absolutely incredible. The planet-sized object could have been about 14 times the size of Jupiter in our known solar system. But by zooming in as well, you can see the characteristics of smaller objects in this central area, near central area of the formation of the huge disk or something celestial in our solar system. Just another very, very interesting capture. What could we be seeing here as well, folks, in the constellation of Capricorn? 1:30 a.m. pointed north towards the horizon. Right closely towards the horizon, I picked up this strange rocky object. It was glowing ever so bright as well. But again, by using the telescope, zooming in, I picked up something very ghostly. It kind of showed me something of importance. Something very, very ghostly was going on with the particular picture, because when noticing this area view site of this object deep in space, there was some kind of face or some kind of characteristic of something else, human, to this edge of this area view site. It could just be part of the rocky body that is moving through space. Let me just zoom into the formation of interest. You can see some kind of formation of a face, a very ghostly image of something that is maneuvering through space, lurking into our solar system. The rocky object, fascinating images. I mean, you can see as well by showing this area view site, you can see it looks indeed like an asteroid. Dark formations and shadows. But again, this just blew me away, seeing this face deep inside this asteroid. I also thought this was very interesting as well, taken around about 11:30 last night, picking up, pointing south, noticing some kind of phenomena. Indeed looks like an exploding star. See, the object showed to be very dull, and then the capture showed up as well of this light refraction slowly disappearing, but we could see the phenomena of a huge ring of fire surrounding the object. And then everything just went pitch black, disappeared in the deepness of space. What could have gone on here, folks? Are we seeing another solar system exploding through space. Again, anything like this, by pinpointing the telescope on record all the way through the night time, and then picking up something like this is very, very interesting. This happens, folks. Exploding stars in the solar system, suns like our own star. Just another thing to think about with this as well. Every time I pick up something, I will show it onto the screen. Again, this happened just last night through our skies out there in the solar system. Okay folks, something else was picked up through the early morning skies. Something of a huge formation where we noticed to the top left hand side of the photograph a very dark star emitting, but then we saw the incredible picture as well to the right hand side of where we saw the smaller dim star of a lighter star. So we zoomed in and we picked up some very strange apparition. It doesn't look like a star, folks. It looks like something of a plasma ball or something else that is shape-shifting in space. Let me just show you by zooming in as well, picking up these characteristics of some kind of very peculiar shape. I mean, again, you can see this of smaller orbs inside these other formations, lines, other formations as well. Very, very strange indeed. Glowing orbs surrounded by a huge asteroid, or are we seeing something else? Ghostly, something spiritually that is happening in space. The capture again was just taken a short time ago. A real image, folks. Everything here you see through the telescope is genuine. Something is showing up. Something very different. Now please remember, folks, that when we've seen photography on the moon, the lunar surface, and we've seen some very strange entity formations that look like something that's never reached our world, because we know the known objects surrounding us every day on our daily lives. Everything that we see, we remember and also just take things naturally. But indeed, when we see something that is absolutely from another world, something we've never seen before, we're going to take a deep look at it and we're going to wonder why and how is this happening. Because indeed this object, lurking through space, pointing north, deep space, folks, there's an image, there's a photograph, there's something that looks so different from our world. What is it, folks? What are we seeing here? It was taken about 3:30 a.m. of this morning on the 30th of January. Let me just take a zoom into the characteristics and see the formation in detail. Just taking the photograph to this area at first. Again, you notice multiple stars in the photograph. But what we're seeing here is very, very fascinating. It seems to be the pattern to this side of the formation is identical to this side as well, to the further reaches of the area view site where we see this object. I mean, who's built these structures and why are they out there as well? And the formation and the colour as well is very, very, very unusual. Just looking at this object, you can see it's just out of this world. Dark space, deep space of formations. Let me just get further into the structure as well to see this. Notice the groove. I mean, what has built these structures? Are we seeing something from the Anunnaki? Now, again, I've spoken about other people as well that have picked up images of interstellar starships moving through space. Moving objects, folks. Huge structures, interstellar. And now, by using these professional telescopes, we're picking up with the lenses even more up-to-date images of the same phenomena of huge starships. Why are they there, folks? I mean, again, this could be indeed about 119,000 kilometers away from the Earth. That is quite far in astronomical terms. But that distance, again, of a huge structure, are there beings living on these structures, waiting for a coming cataclysm, waiting for an event that they warned us 50 to 60 years ago? But again, the establishment, the powers that were, are ignoring the warnings, folks, of something that is coming. This structure is very important. This is out there. I mean, every single picture that we're seeing is very important. Or are we seeing just space debris roaming around space? But I can tell you now with the calculations, and you can just see again the characteristics where the telescope is zoomed out, that the quality, that where we see a slight blurriness in the photograph, just shows you as well that it is deep space, that what we're witnessing, an object. On later videos I will pick up the coordinates and also how far away in distance the objects are. I will do a lot of research about that as well, but at the moment I'm just using the telescope and I'm zooming into the phenomena of the formations of interest, just like this on the screen. And indeed, they're very interesting, aren't they? We must admit now that these pictures are very, very interesting, deep in space. A strange haze, an apparition of either iron oxide or something else, a ghostly image. But indeed we see this characteristics of this other object. There's a light refraction here. The curvature and the dark refraction to this area, but indeed look at the central area view side, we see some kind of human face, or is it alien? Let me just zoom in. This was taken around about early hours of the morning, between 1 and 2 a.m. Let me just show you that particular picture. When I say a characteristic of a face, I mean look at it in detail. It does indeed look like some kind of formation, humanoid. I mean, are we seeing ghosts in space? Are we seeing something ghostly that's going on up there as well? Let me just take it down a bit as well. You can see that light refraction to this area. It's lit up to this area, this ghostly image through space. Are we seeing a formation from the Anunnaki? These ghostly faces in our skies in the foreseeable future. Think about it. We could be seeing these very shortly. Just another piece of evidence, something very, very interesting that is showing up. Please again, just subscribe to the channel and press the notification button to every video that comes up, because every time we show different objects, they're brand new captures nearly on a daily basis of space. Okay, going back to this picture, because I've sent this off to a good few people this afternoon, and again, when I pointed it towards the heavens, in particular at night time, and showing up this formation, you can easily see 1, 2, 3, 4, and even towards the backside of the phenomena of this huge planet formation, 5 objects. So again, you can see the characteristics of a larger body as well. It even picks up the colour formation of the object, and I can say now without a shadow of a doubt, it is not a known heavenly body in our solar system. This is towards the further reaches of our solar system. Indeed, it looks like a mini solar system, or it looks like a huge planet surrounded by smaller bodies or moons. Some of the formations can just be picked up as well. Again, what do you think this is, folks? And why is it there? And how comes as well that the scientific community have not reported this? This needs to be seen and also documented. Okay, I want to show you this picture. I sent it out to a good few people as well last night, around about 9:30 in the evening on the 29th of January. And I was absolutely blown away with this object as well. It was moving through space, folks, moving from north to west. And indeed, it showed up something very interesting. So I zoomed in to the particular object, and I could see some very, very strange formations surrounding the body. Now, I'm going to just zoom in to show you of this capture of something that is moving through space. Look at this area view sites. Now, do you remember I showed you that picture as well that looked like a strange face in an asteroid towards the southern skies, down towards the horizon? Now this image as well. it looks like something that is moving this object, that is sat in this object or stood in this object. Let me just zoom in some more as well to show you the formation. This indeed looks like some kind of head or something. Notice this area as well. I do not know what this is. The whole thing, I don't know what it is. But what I did notice is when I was looking at the formation like you are now watching on this video, it brought my attention to this area view site that this did look like something that is moving the object through space. Again, what do you think this is? It was moving very fast, and it was also going sort of left and right and up and down at very fast speeds. No craft could do that in our world, folks. Nobody could survive those right angles that this object was maneuvering around space. I mean, you can see stars in the photograph to the top area as well, and also stars to the lower area of the photograph. It is genuine, folks. Something was moving around in space. This object. Let me just zoom out so you can pick up the whole picture of the object. So please, folks, leave a comment below the video and let me know what you think this object could be. Many other people have reported small orbs synchronizing together moving through space. Could this be the phenomena of these objects? This is the last photograph of the rocky formation that was picked up again around about 2:30 AM of the skies of this morning of the 30th of January. Now indeed as well, I will pick up the coordinates next couple of videos down the line to be able to pick up the destination and also the distance of the formations of the rocky objects that we see, and also other formations of planets and star systems, etc. But indeed what I've done is I had to enhance this picture because again it was so blurred out towards the further reaches of our solar system. As you can see, there's kind of lines because of the quality and also the enhancement of the photograph. But it's there, folks. Something deep in space. I mean, when it's deep in space, when you see the characteristics like this, it looks massive. So big, or even bigger, of the asteroid that took the dinosaurs thousands upon thousands of years ago. Moving through space. I mean, think about this, folks, like I've said on other videos. What would you do if you opened your window and you could see through the skies of something of this size and magnitude moving across our skies? Just think about it. It's a good job it's deep in space, isn't it, folks? Because if it was moving close to the Earth, everybody now will be panicking. Will they tell us, the establishment, if an object, just like this on the screen, was coming our way? Would they really tell us? Okay, just before I go, I just come across this picture as well to show you. Again, this is one of the first captures taken around about 9:15 of yesterday's skies in the evening, pointing east, showing up another body, noticing smaller body objects as well. Noticing this other celestial body as well, an unknown object, but indeed as well by picking up the characteristics of a darker object. Could this be a sun deep in space? A sun that is planets orbiting the sun. Something else, because our known heavenly bodies orbit the sun. We know this, but indeed this object looks indeed like it's orbiting an unknown sun in our solar system. Other space rocks and bodies and stars. Let me just again zoom into the formation. That looks incredible, folks. More evidence of noticing other planets with other suns in other solar systems, mini solar systems. Or are we seeing Nemesis? When we saw those other objects as well, with a strange formation of a person or something of a alien technology of a craft moving across space, where we could see the object that could be moving the object through space, I was able to pick up something else deep in space of another formation. stars, but indeed we can see the characteristics of this strange anomaly moving through space, a strange entity. What could this be, folks? You can see the outline of the formation and these two smaller objects as well, moving with it. Why do we see always two strange orbs moving with objects of interest in space? Why is this always happening? Very strange captures, folks. Something needs to be told. Somebody needs to now come forward and explain what we're seeing of this strange phenomena in our solar system. Here we have again the other formation, again something else much smaller, but the characteristics looks like a huge orb or something else. But notice the dark apparition and these two smaller formations, and again we can see some kind of characteristics of this other shape formation just below, where we see the two smaller orbs inside this pod or something that's moving through space. Let me just move out of the photograph as well so you can see. I'll zoom out the characteristics of the photograph. Very, very interesting, fascinating photography on this video, folks. Again, it's very unusual. Sightings that we don't see here on Earth, but again in space, something very different. Something to think about. So indeed, folks, thank you for watching this very short broadcast, to seeing these strange captures through space. I'm going to go out again tonight to pick up more phenomena of interstellar star systems, objects, Planet X, Nibiru, the coming cataclysms, strange skies, ghostly images. It is indeed time to prepare. And a big shout out to Paul Williams, that is based in Hull, United Kingdom, because he sends in captures also, and also talks about the phenomena of Planet X. I'm going to meet him up tomorrow night to pick up very, very important captures as he uses his telescope pointing towards the heavens as well. There's more and more people now coming forward, and it's so important to keep our eyes to the skies. From Matt Rogers.